Okay, this is gonna have spoilers for Throne of Glass, so if you have not read Throne of Glass, please scroll away, come back another day. This is just one of my biggest frustrations with the whole series that I've had for a long time, and I never said it because I was scared that I was gonna get retaliation, but now I'm just like, you know what? I saw a post today that I was like, oh, when people say they hate Kale, but they haven't read Tower of Dawn, sis. I don't like Kale, and I didn't like Dorian for a long time because they were both trying to get at Selena while she was basically imprisoned. And they were like, I don't understand why she doesn't love me. We give her everything. No, you're giving her a meal a day and you're treating her like crap, and then you want to get with this girl that's in prison? Do you not see the problem there, Dorian and Kale? Like, I didn't like that Rowan was like abusive at the beginning. I understood why he was abusive, but I did not like how he was abusive towards Selena at all. But as soon as I saw Rowan, I saw the difference between Rowan and the other two. Because Rowan looked like more of a potential for a love interest in that time than Dorian and Kale. Dorian and Kale still had a lot of learning to do. And even then, in Tower of Dawn, oh my god, Kale was so annoying. The only good parts of Tower of Dawn are whenever Nezrin's there with Philique, or when Irene Towers is there trying to escape some bad guy. And biggest, my biggest thing that I will never forgive Sarah J. Maas at all, and I will never forgive Kale for, and I don't care if Aelin forgave him. Nehemia dying could have been prevented. My biggest problem with wanting to continue Throne of Glass and Crowd of Midnight and that entire series was the fact that Nehemia dying was the catalyst for Aelin getting her shit together. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Why have it be the person of color? Have it be Dorian or Kale. Don't use us as the catalyst. Don't use us as the catalyst. I get she wrote these books when she was 19. I completely understand that, and that's why I'm like, you know what? People make mistakes. People have to learn from their mistakes, and she's had people of color in her other books that aren't used as catalyst. But my thing is, please, if you are an author and you have read Throne of Glass, please do not use the person of color best friend trope, the person of color best friend trope dying just so you could be the white savior. It's disgusting. It is literally the most disgusting trope that's ever in books. So I made a post a while back saying how, like, if you're going to add LGBT characters or you're going to add diversity to your stories, don't just do it to have it. Don't just do it to have a person of color there and then like completely wipe them off the freaking planet in their world. It's freaking absurd to me. And I get it. Not everybody wants to hear this conversation. Nobody wants to hear something political, but you have to hear it from a person of color's perspective. When they're reading a book like this, that's part of a lot of people's favorite series, and then you just see the only person of color that you loved get unalived. Like, you have to understand, why am I continuing to read this? Why would I continue to keep going? People told me to keep going, and that's why I kept reading the Throne of Glass series. But my biggest problem was Nehemia was the only character besides Aelin that I liked. Kale could have been the one. Aelin was so in love with Kale. Kale could have been the one. He could have been the catalyst to get her moving. And then I wanted to see Nehemia grow as a queen and see how she commanded armies. And instead, she gets this half-assed, like, just storyline where she's used as this martyrdom. I wasn't okay with it. I wasn't okay with it then. I'm not okay with it now. And like literally seeing that post, and I'm not tagging that person, but literally seeing that post today just boiled my blood because I was like, no, no. Kale could have told Aelin. Sarah was young when she wrote this, so I understand her not knowing better. But my problem is, if you do not know better, you gotta do better in the future. And this is also an example for authors who need to like write books with people of color. Please, if you are going to add any type of representation, please don't just use us to kill us off and have somebody else be the white savior. It's so freaking annoying.